Good morning, folks. My name is Mike Gallagher. I am here to talk to you today about something that is very prevalent this time of year, and that is allergies. And so we have a fantastic formula that we're going to be discussing. And also, if you have some other issues related to upper respiratory and so forth as well, this time of year, we also tend to see more increase in asthma, as well as other serious upper respiratory issues. Um, COPD, pneumonia, bronchitis, emphysema, so anything like that. But first and foremost, what's going on right now, right in the prime time of this, is seasonal allergies. So the beautiful thing is we have a very, very unique formula. I've never seen anything like this in 28 years of being in the nutrition industry because it works so fast and it doesn't give you any side effects. So I'm not making any claims. And if you're on any medications, you always want to consult with your prescribing physician, of course. And we're never telling you to get off any medication. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. But I just want to go over this formula and again, a couple other things that we can do here and some other unique things at the end, a little surprise twist as well that I'll go over for anybody that is still suffering from post-viral long hauler, loss of sense of taste and smell. We might be able to help as well with that too. So if this doesn't pertain to you, I bet your money that you know somebody in your family, friend, neighbor that has a seasonal allergy. I just heard a stat the other day. In the last 30 days, 400% increase in seasonal allergies. So again, from now till June, with the pollen in the air, I mean, I'm just going in and out shopping. I come back to the car. You can see the car's coated with pollen now. So all the rain that we've had in Western Pennsylvania here, it's a big issue. And so we wanted to really go over this formula a little bit more detail, just have a better understanding of it. And we have it in two options, a chewable or a capsule. I do prefer the chewable. The chewable works faster, but if you prefer caps, we have that. Just takes a little bit longer. So again, just kind of go through this. So AirMax is the name. And by the way, folks, I pulled this off our website, nutritionalfrontiers.com. And then you go to the scroll about halfway down, you click on the professional tab. And then right underneath that, the PDF text sheet will appear in light blue. And you just click onto that, and it takes you right to the text sheet. So you can send this to anybody you'd like. You can print it off if you like to show like other family members or friends, like I said. But that's how we get to this particular text sheet, which gives you more detail about it on the second page. Okay. So here is the facts. Oops. Let me scroll down there, a little sensitive. Okay. So what's in it first and foremost? Okay. So it has many different ingredients, and a lot of these ingredients have been used through actually centuries on some of them. But a couple key points here that we want to emphasize. So individually, quercetin. Quercetin, from everything that I've seen and researched, is the strongest natural antihistamine ingredient that I've ever seen. And you can see here, there's actually studies that we have comparing it to medications, and it actually was superior. In fact, there's a drug out there called cromolyn, and the research on that has shown it's even more specific, helping down inflammation and helping out with these type of histamine issues. So again, when I point this out to a practitioner, most of them have never seen these studies, and that's my role, is to really educate them as well as yourself regarding this. The second thing is vitamin C. So it's a very interesting dynamic there. Vitamin C enhances quercetin, and quercetin enhances vitamin C. So, of course, everybody knows about vitamin C, but a lot of people don't realize that it helps with histamine reactions as well. Okay, so again, critical this time of year. And then we have the bromelain. Okay, so the bromelain, which is an enzyme found from pineapples, also has been shown to reduce inflammation, also has been shown to help reduce these histamine issues. So I call it the triple stack attack. When you combine quercetin with C, and bromelain together, that produces a much more powerful synergy of them working individually. Okay, so that's one unique thing about this. We also added zinc, and I think we've been preaching this now for quite a while. Zinc also helps strengthen your immune system, and quercetin enhances the zinc absorption. So quercetin does two things, and we should all, if you are taking quercetin, we always do recommend it combining it with zinc or vitamin C. And guess what? We put it all together in this formula. Okay, so again, on that avenue. Then with the we added elderberry, which a lot of people know as sambuca. So another powerful immune enhancer. So there's a strong connection, folks, with seasonal allergies and your immune. So we're helping with both aspects with the AirMax. And then we combine it with DMG, my favorite ingredient of them all. All right, so here's written up N comma dimethylglycine, or we nickname it DMG for short. Does literally thousands of things. It's in every cell in our body. Most people are extremely deficient of it. It's the first step in the methylation chart, and it helps with the absorbability of all these different ingredients. And then, and recently, we now are using a patented trademarked ingredient of perilla leaf extract called Benegut. So a lot of people are not familiar with perilla seed, but it's been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years. So anything that lasts that length of time, something must be working. But in the last few years, there's been a lot of great research. And you can see there at the bottom, there's in vitro studies with this. So laboratory studies, there's animal studies with this, helping all different types of histamine reaction, as well as human studies. So Benegut also works on the GI system as well. So that is another aspect of allergies is, what's the source? So typically it can be GI, and it can also be stress and adrenal. Okay, but this is addressing the GI aspect as well as helping give you that almost immediate relief of these type of histamine reactions that a lot of people, of course, are dealing with right now. So you put them all together in this chewable, right? And voila, because it's a chewable, gets into the bloodstream. Well, first of all, it gets into the saliva, obviously, and then it gets into the bloodstream much quicker than any capsule would be. So when people try this, they typically see results within 15 minutes or less. I've seen it work in 5 minutes. I've seen it work in 60 seconds. So all we could ask is for people to give this a chance. So we're comparing this to any histamine drug. We're comparing this to Benadryl. We're comparing this to Zyrtec, Allegra, all those names out there that a lot of people are using right now, but no side effects, no drowsiness, and the fact that it works this fast, faster than any drug, is extremely unique, as I said. So we do have it in the capsules. The capsules, we added a couple extra things like grapeseed extract in there as well. But again, and some citrus bioflavonoids. But it takes about what I see typically clinically working is about 30 minutes or, for the capsules to work, where the chewables work, like I said, in 15 minutes or less. So what we have created, and this basically just organically happened, was this little challenge. Okay. So how this happened was one of my other accounts, said, if this works this well, you should create like a marketing piece that we can put in the waiting room that lets people know, hey, try this. Okay, give this a chance. So we're calling it the AirMax Challenge. We have it right here at the Weiner Center, World Wellness here. So it's very simple. It's just taking the samples to another level. Basically, that old commercial, take two and call me in the morning, right? But now it's with the AirMax, take two and let us know if you feel any benefit, any relief whatsoever. Very simple. Before you take this. Obviously, take some deep breaths, both with your nose and your lungs. Okay. And then we'll know in 15 minutes or less. It's that simple. And then take some additional breaths at that point and just see if you can breathe better, right? Both sinus and lung. But it's that easy. And again, we have not only this, but we have many other samples here for you down here today and all week long till Saturday. So it's that easy. You know, we can't make it any easier for you. And here's the other reason why I want to encourage every person to try it this time of year, because so many times I'm working with new accounts this time of year, and I go over this formula, the AirMax, and I always ask them, you know, would you like to try this? And a lot of them say, no, I don't have any problems. I'm good. And I'm like, wow, I know you're good. I just want you to try this just to see what you think of the taste, the flavor of it. It has like a fruit punch kind of flavor to it, but it has kind of a little sour patch as well in there. Reluctantly, they'll try it. And it never fails. Within 10 minutes, I can see him breathing better. And I always say, are you okay? And a lot of them say, well, I can breathe better. I can think clearer. I'm like, well, I'm confused because you told me you were 100%, doc. And then they start laughing. And I said, this is the average person. They don't even know what normal breathing is, especially this time of year. So that's why we're just encouraging every single person, when you come in this time of year, try the AirMax. Take two, not one, take two. And that's really the gist of it, right? Now, that's the beautiful thing about this. Now, and we would use this anywhere you can use Benadryl. So it's fantastic for pet allergies, cats and dogs. It's fantastic for if you mow the lawn, you break out before you mow the lawn, take two of these, right? Or if you're going to a party, family party, and they have pets and you're sensitive, take two of these, right? Fantastic for pet allergies. But other types of issues like that as well, bee stings, poison ivy, hives, literally anywhere you would use Benadryl, you can take this in place of that. And I've seen it work for all these issues through the years. I've had so many unbelievable cases. I'm just share one with you guys, and it was right here at the clinic several years ago when we first came out with this formula. But there was a young lady, and she had suffered some type of very serious, I'm not sure if it was a sinus infection or what, but she just came in, right? She didn't even have an appointment or anything. She just said that she's been in pain for over 20 years with sinus pressure. Okay. And she traveled a long distance. She traveled over an hour, maybe 2 hours, if I remember correctly, to get here. So we're here to help answer questions and guide people in the right direction. And I said, try this, try take two, and let me know how you feel in 15 minutes. And it wasn't even, it was literally like 5 minutes. By the way, I'd asked her on a pain scale, 1 to 10, how much pain is the sinus pressure? And she said right now, out of 1 to 10, it's a 9. And she said it's been usually 7 or 8 for 20 years, right? This isn't 2 weeks. This is 20 years. So I said, try the AirMax, take two, come and find me in 15 minutes. And it wasn't even that. It was 5 minutes. And she came up running up to me. She gives me a big hug. She starts crying. And I said, is everything okay? And she's like, Mike, it's gone. And I'm like, what do you mean it's gone? She said, the pain, everything. I'm like, everything, 100%? She's like, yes. So folks, this is a unique case. Do we promise it's going to work for everybody like that? No. Do we promise it might? Yes. So we helped her in literally 10 minutes, which she suffered for 20 years. I've never seen anything like this. I'll never forget it. And over the years, we've had thousands of people try this and take this with fantastic results. This time of year, of course, it's one of our top formulas because it is this issue that we're all dealing with this time of year. So just keep that in mind. That's all we can do is give this a chance. Now, let's talk about some more serious upper respiratory issues. As I mentioned, asthma, pneumonia, bronchitis, COPD, emphysema, any of that serious lung issue, we need to be more aggressive with this. So instead of just taking 2, I get the best clinical results taking 2 in the morning, 2 at noon, and 2 in the evening, 6 a day. 6 a day. So always think, folks, the more serious it is, usually the more aggressive we have to be nutritionally if we're going to fight this. And we'll know. We'll know in just a day or two if it's working. And most of the time, majority of the time, it is working. But depending on the seriousness of the situation, sometimes we have to add some things. So if it's not 100%, so say it's maybe 75% better, but not 100%, then we would add one more ingredient or formula to the mix. And that is where I would strongly suggest adding N-acetylcysteine, or we call it NAC for short, or NAC. Okay, so this is a fantastic, very powerful immune and upper respiratory issue. It actually helps with the production of glutathione, which is your master antioxidant. Okay, it helps, again, strengthen and improve the number of immune cells in the body and activity of them. It's an antioxidant free radical. But again, look, folks, right here, supports healthy lung tissue. Okay. And even if there's scar tissue, I've had several accounts tell me that it will help heal and repair. So if you've had long-term lung issues, this is fantastic. It helps to break down the mucus in the respiratory tract with rebuilding of the lung tissue. All right, so this is what's going on this time of year, and that's why we're recommending it. Okay, so it seems to be able to clear the mucus from the body. All right, so that's the whole idea. Now, if you have a serious lung issue, as I said, I would recommend taking it right along with the AirMax, 2, 2, and 2. 2 morning, 2 at noon, 2 in the evening. So both of them, 6 a day until you're 100% better, right? For some, it works days. Some people, depending on the seriousness, can take a couple weeks. But we would definitely know in one bottle, folks, one, if this is helping you. And again, the majority of time, it does. Okay. Now I know N-acetylcysteine or NAC has been in the news. As of right now, we are still selling it. We do have a good supply of it. There's talks, and again, rumors, right, that they're trying to pull this, the FDA. All of our contacts at the FDA said it is still good to go. So, but you never know with these situations. So we just want to let people know that some places on their own, right? No one forced them to, but on their own discontinued selling it. But that is not us. We have it. And if anybody's looking for it, we have it. And we use it in several of our other formulas, I think 14 other formulas. But this is a standalone. This is going to give you by itself the strongest therapeutic dosage and level that we can give you per capsule over the counter. Okay, so both of those, by the way, through the years attending many seminars and working with many different doctors and healthcare practitioners, for heavy metals, okay, for some that's a big issue, or if you have fillings in your teeth, it's definitely an issue. Again, over time, that mercury will go throughout the body. This can cause systemic inflammation as well as the brain. So it is really a big concern with that. But Dr. Michael Ward, who has many different degrees. He's a clinical nutritionist, chiropractor, functional medicine doctor, and medical doctor. Yes, he has all of these different degrees. He's researched NAC extensively, said it's the absolute best supplement to help to pull gently all heavy metals from the body, and that would be 2 a day. So that's just another way you can use NAC. So again, the more serious the lung issue, the more aggressive we need to be. But if anybody can just take 1 or 2 a day, it's fantastic on many, many levels and help strengthen your immune system. Okay. So let's go back to this challenge. Okay. So if you tell me you have a seasonal allergy and you try 2 of the AirMax and wait 15 minutes and it doesn't work, then I do not think you have a seasonal allergy. I think you have something else. And this is not often discussed or talked about, and very few doctors know this. But I really strongly feel, just from the years of doing this and working with all different types of practitioners, that it's not a seasonal allergy if you don't notice it. It is actually Candida. Okay, so Candida can actually store Candida overgrowth. We all have Candida as part of our natural system. But if it goes overboard, if you have too much, it can cause health problems. And so sinus issues right here can affect this. Okay, Candida. And so Candida can store right there in the sinus. And again, not many people are aware of this. Now, the pollen this time of year kind of flares it up. So that's why people associate it as a seasonal allergy. But to me, it's not an allergy. And the AirMax will actually tell us this. It's actually Candida. So to me, this is more than a sample, folks. You can actually use like as a diagnostic test. And again, I don't know any other supplements can tell us this quickly in 15 minutes or less. So this is the other really important benefit and reason why we want to sample this in-house, right? Not as you're walking out the door, let me try this and I'll let you know if it works. But if we can try this when you first walk into the clinic here, wait 15 minutes and see if you don't notice a difference. So if it works, great. And then hopefully you try the AirMax and it helps you. If it doesn't, then we actually have Candida. Now, let me just address Candida because a lot of people aren't aware of all the areas and how it affects our body. And again, it's often hardly ever discussed in the allopathic model, but anywhere where there's white, flaky, itchy skin, okay, or red rashes or fungal issues like toenail and fingernail fungus, it's all Candida, folks. It's all an overgrowth of Candida. So let's just kind of break this down so you have some of other physical signs of Candida overgrowth. So let's just start with the head. If someone has white, flaky, itchy scalp, right? The majority of time, this is Candida. Now, it's people call it dandruff, right? But it can be the majority of time Candida. Most people don't know that about dandruff. If we look at the ears, and someone has white flakes in their ears and the ears are always itchy, to me, that's Candida. We talked about the sinus one issues right now, but then we go to the tongue. If it's a white tongue with no thrush, absolutely, that is Candida. Now, the rest of the body, as far as skin issues, can be red rashes. It can be bumps as well. Hard, nothing's working. Typically, nothing's helping with it. So again, this can be Candida. When we look at the fingernails or toenails, fungus, Candida, right? Chronic urinary tract infection is Candida. And for guys, jock itch, Candida. And then anything foot fungal related, athlete's foot, all that, of course, is Candida. And then, of course, the toenail fungus. So what can we do, right? So we go a different direction if the AirMax isn't working for sinus or if you have any of those other symptoms. So that leads us to what we would go now with is the Candy Kill. Okay, so the Candy Kill is the strongest natural anti-Candida fighter out there. When we put this formula together several years ago, we looked at what was working with some of the other companies that Dr. Weiner here was using with great success, and we feel we took the best of the best with all of them. So this is really like 4 or 5 other professional Candida supplements that we rolled into one.
Got a question?
Yes. Yep. Question.
Do our doctors usually candy kill with things like Crohn's and irritable bowel, as well as like the GI Complete and
So question is, do we recommend the candy kill for irritable bowel and leaky gut issues or Crohn's? And only if we feel there is an underlying Candida issue as the trigger, yes. Yes, we would, for sure. Now, what are we also seeing? And I forgot to mention this, eczema and psoriasis, okay, which are leaky gut issues. These are always Candida issues as well. So that, again, if anybody has those symptoms or those diagnoses, that's where we would turn to the Candy Kill program. So let's take a look what's in it. So number one ingredient, berberine. Okay, this has numerous studies, tremendous amount of research in vitro, in animal, and human, that it has antifungal and antibacterial activities. Also, by the way, there's great research on it for helping with blood sugar as well. So this would not only help Candida issues, but blood sugar too. You have caprylic acid in there, olive leaf, grapefruit seed extract, garlic, right? And let's see, what do you need there? You have neem leaf, right? That's also very unique, antifungal herbal, some thyme, and last but not least, oregano. Now, again, a lot of people are familiar with oregano and some of these ingredients, and you can use them, but we prefer if you combine all of them together, the synergy, you're going to get much faster, quicker results, right? So this formula, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 different ingredients we put together for you. So instead of buying 8 different things, why not one thing? And that's the whole idea with this. So we get the best clinical results taking 4 capsules with breakfast in the morning with food, or it could be, shake or any food, okay? But with a meal is always preferable in the morning. Now, if you're sensitive to medications or vitamins or under 100 pounds, just start with 2. Just start with 2. But if we can try to get it up to 4, that's where we typically get the fastest, best results of 4 capsules a day. So this is destroying that Candida overgrowth, right? And that's the whole idea regarding it, and hence the name Candy Kill. But now in the evening, we want to pull it out of your body as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible. So that's where we get the best results with SBC. So SBC stands for Saccharomyces boulardii. So this is technically from yeast, but it's a good yeast that pulls the bad yeast from the body like a vacuum cleaner. Okay. So can you just do Candy Kill? Yes. But if you want the fastest results, we recommend it combining it with this very unique probiotic. Okay. So there's the breakdown of it. Now, what's also unique, and by the way, when we're doing this chart right here, we're comparing it to the top, number one leading selling Saccharomyces on the market. And we've done head-to-head studies with it, and it blew it away in just a few weeks. So in addition to that, we also added an additional probiotic as well. So you get that additional benefits there, where the other one, leading brand, is just Saccharomyces boulardii. So we're always trying to make it better. Plus, it's a heck of a much better price as well. Okay, so this, we get the best results doing 3 capsules in the evening. So 3 in the evening of the SBC, 4 in the morning with the Candy Kill. We would do this until the symptoms are 100% better. Generally speaking, it's 1 to 4 months, but that does depend on your diet. And we do have the diet on our website, Candida Diet. We do have it here at the clinic. Typically, sugar is the enemy of Candida. As I always like to say, it is the beast that feeds the yeast. So we really want to do our best to avoid sugar. Okay. Also, alcohol, which converts to sugar. Even fruit and fruit juice for the first month, we really want to avoid. Also, anything fermented as well. So again, the more serious you are about the diet, the faster, quicker results that we're going to get. Now, the good news is with sinus issues, these usually work within days. Most people see a huge difference. Again, everybody's different, but we'll definitely know in one bottle if that is the issue. But like I said, usually within a week, if not sooner, people see results. Okay. The other really important thing to consider as well, folks, with food is dairy. Dairy inflames your sinus and lung issues. Okay. So anybody with any type of sinus or lung, I don't recommend dairy. I don't recommend dairy normally anyways, but especially if you have any type of upper respiratory sinus issue. So everybody knows milk, everybody knows cheese, but they forget about pizza, ice cream, and yogurt, right? And so we really, really want to avoid these foods. Now, I know it might be a challenge for you to do this. So I always just say take 1 week at a time. Try 7 days, no dairy, right? For some people, take it 1 day at a time. But if you're addicted to milk and cheese, again, there's other options, folks. Almond milk, rice milk, coconut milk, again, make it sugar free with these. But again, much healthier, better options for you regarding dairy. But 1 week, try it 1 week without any dairy. If you notice a difference, and I would bet money you do, try it another week. Okay. And you should feel even better. And then try it another week. So we try it 1 week at a time, but it typically takes at least 6 weeks to get dairy completely antibodies out of your system. At least 6 weeks. Now, you can also make an appointment with Jeff Nisnik here. He can do reverse allergy treatments as well. He can test you for all these things to see if you works best for your body and to see what else is going on. So that's always the best bet, is to make an appointment with Jeff. But next best option is try the sample, try the AirMax challenge, see if it doesn't help you. Okay. Now, with the time remaining, I have been getting more and more questions regarding, let's classify it this way, post-viral long hauler syndromes. Okay. And one of the most questions that we're getting, what I see every day, and I'm getting asked about every day, all right, is loss of sense of taste and smell. Okay. It's affected thousands and thousands of people. And again, if not you, maybe someone that you work with, or family, friends that has and is still suffering from loss of sense of taste and smell. Okay. So what we found, again, this is the unique experience that I have, is I work with so many different types of practitioners, whether it's chiropractors, whether it's nutritionists, whether it's medical doctors or DOs or naturopaths or pharmacists, that personally they go through some of these symptoms and issues themselves. And then they try some of these ink formulas, and then they report back to us some of the success. And this is what basically happened with loss of sense of taste and smell. So if you have or still have loss of sense of taste and smell, or if the tastes are still not 100% better, or the smells are still not 100% better, then our first step into this is Probezyme. Okay. Now, Probezyme, normally we take it with your food. You take it because it is a combination of probiotic and digestive enzymes in a chewable aspect. Okay. So that's our normal way. One with each meal, preferably. So we've had great results with this from that perspective. The other way you can also, I also recommend this if someone has acid reflux, heartburn, indigestion, GERD, then instead of reaching for Tums, instead of reaching for Rolaids, instead of reaching for Nexium or Prilosec or any of those drugs, which again, long-term are not good for you, that take 2 of these. Take 2 of the Probezyme, wait 15 minutes. If you don't get 100% relief, take 2 more, and you should within the next 15 minutes. Again, the majority of people within 15 minutes, they feel 100% better. And again, we have thousands and thousands of testimonials and case studies on this as helping. So that's the normal way we would recommend Probezyme. However, if you have lost your sense of taste and smell, or if it's not 100% back, we would take the Probezyme differently. We would recommend it away from food. Okay. Our definition of empty stomach is 2 hours apart from eating. Okay. And we want to dose it 3 times a day. So spread throughout the day, 3 times a day, but 2 hours apart. That is critical for this to work this way in this situation. Because if you take it any closer, then it acts as a digestive enzyme and totally defeats the purpose. So we are taking it away from food, empty stomach, 1, 1, and 1. Now, how this happened was one of my accounts. She was suffering from this. She tried a lot of different stuff. Nothing was helping. Nothing was working. And then on her own, she just experimented and took the Probzyme away from food. And it worked for her. And it worked for her very quickly, like within a day or two. She got her full sense of taste and smell back. So she had a couple clients that also had this issue, and she recommended for them. And voila, it worked each time. So when she told me about it the first time, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's where I'm really happy for her. But when it happened over and over that it was working, that's when I started now recommending this and is sharing her story with not here at the clinic and everywhere else that we work with. And last time I kept track of this was about a few weeks ago. But personally, I know over 450 cases, 450 testimonials that this gave back their sense of taste and smell. And again, folks, not making any claims. Again, all we would do is try it. But 450 times this has worked, personally, that I know. And a couple times I walked into a clinic and the receptionist tells me, oh yeah, the doctor told me about this. I tried it on my mom who lives in Arizona. It worked, right? So, all those kind of experiences. So it's fantastic to hear those kind of amazing experiences that it is helping, but it hasn't helped for every single person. Nothing does. No drug in the world works for everybody. No supplement works for everybody, but the majority of the time it does. And by the way, people keep asking me, well, how does this work? What is going on here? Okay. So there's actually a receptor site that's connected to your olfactory sense of taste and smell, and it's called G-coupled protein receptor site. Okay, so that's your little trivia of the day. This is your receptor site connected to your olfactory sense of taste and smell. G is in girl, coupled, COUPLED, receptor site. Okay, so GPC is what we call this receptor site. And working with some doctors like Dr. Judy Mikovits, who's a molecular biochemist, and she told us about this particular receptor site. And she is the one that kind of explained the biochemistry and why this is helping for people. So again, 99% of people don't know this. 99% of doctors don't know this. But what I'm telling you is can be hugely important information. But if we try to Probzyme, and we'll know in one bottle if it's working. If it isn't, then that's where we go back to the AirMax, folks. Or what I'm recommending now, combining both the Probzyme and the AirMax together. Okay, same dosage, same way, 1, 1, and 1. So 3 of each, away from food on an empty stomach. All right, and again, we're getting faster results. We're getting even better results. So if you tried the Probzyme previously and by itself it didn't work, let's review it again. Let's retry it again. This time add the AirMax. Okay. There's one last thing. If it is working, okay, this is critical. If it is working, but again, not 100%. So there's still certain tastes, certain smells that are still quite not there yet, then that is where we recommend CBD, folks. Okay. We call ours hemp. Hemp Boost is the capsule formula. So this is on a separate website that we have. It's called CBDNF, as in nutritionalfrontiers.com. Okay. So we have liquids, we have gummies, we have capsules, we have creams. So we have a lot of different options. Again, organically grown, very, very unique. You could do any of these, but what we found is that CBD also works on the same receptor site. So if the AirMax and the Probzyme is working but not 100% within 2 weeks, let's add the CBD, and all 3 of those together will work on that receptor site. So does CBD by itself do this? No, it doesn't. But when you combine it with the other two formulas, it is an amazing combination that together may be able to help you bring back your sense of taste and smell back. So we have the liquids, like I said, we have the creams, we have the gummies, but one of the newest unique additions that we have is these capsules. So besides being 25 milligrams of CBD, we're using this new patented technology that basically makes it reaches the small intestine and helps with much greater absorbability. Okay, so you can't find this at the grocery store, folks. You can't find this at the gas station. This is what really is separating it. We've had many people that's tried those options, and they're typically filled with a lot of bad stuff. They're very weak. They're not therapeutic dosing, and so we're trying to give you some unique delivery systems with much higher dosing. And again, the dosage we would recommend is 25 milligrams of CBD. We also added this patented trademarked ingredient, Cannaboost, which has citrus fruit, turmeric, and black pepper, which also enhances the absorbability of it. And it would just be one capsule at nighttime. So it would be one dropper full of the liquid, one full dropper, 1 milliliter, or one gummy, or one capsule of the CBD to complete this. And again, that's only if necessary. Now, CBD, of course, helps on so many other things. It helps with pain, it helps with brain, it helps with all inflammation. It's part of our natural endocannabinoid system. We all have it, but typically, if you have pain or brain issues, your receptor sites, again, different receptor sites, endocannabinoid receptor sites are either damaged or blocked. And again, the whole idea with CBD is unblocking it or help healing and repairing it. So on its own, we've had incredible results, but this is another unique way that we can use it, combining it with the AirMax and the Probezyme for loss of sense of taste and smell. Okay, so let's review. Let's go back to where it all started for those who just jumping on, right? Natural seasonal allergies, natural antihistamine, works faster than the drugs. Try two, right? We have the challenge now for every one of your listeners. Come on in. Let's try it. Take two. And even if you say, oh, I don't have seasonal allergies, Mike, you might not even realize what it means to breathe normal. You might not even realize until you try this. Like I said, so that's why I encourage every person, whether you have an allergy or not, try it. Take two. Let us know in 15 minutes or less. If it's more serious, we need to increase the dosage of it. Like I said, to 6 a day. We would also add the NAC, 6 a day. Asthma, right? Biggie this time of year, but pneumonia, bronchitis, COPD, emphysema. If you tell me you have a seasonal allergy and you take the AirMax challenge, it's not working, to me, you actually have Candida. Candida can store in your sinus. So this is really a test. And if that's the case, Candida, we go Candy Kill for breakfast and we go SBC 3 at night to get the best results. And then finally, again, loss of sense of taste and smell. Probezyme, 3 times a day away from food, empty stomach, 2 hours apart, along with the AirMax, same way, 1 and 1. If it's working but not 100% within 2 weeks, add the CBD. Okay? So, any questions, Phil?
Questions, no comments, yes. So, woman said she never lost her taste of smell. In fact, her smell has been heightened, and now smells tend to bother her.
Does she have any other sensitivities with smell, like perfumes or anything else? Well, if you do have any of the heightened, the question or what question was brought up is person has heightened sense of taste and smell. That is unusual. I haven't run into that too many times. I would also see if you have any chemical sensitivity, such as perfume or soaps or things like this. I would still try this. I would still, because again, whether it's high or low, whether it's not working, whether it's working too well, we're trying to bring it back into balance. So I would try the Probezyme and AirMax if that is the situation. Yep. Anything else, sir? Okay. All right, folks. They're all featured this week on special. Take full advantage. We have another fantastic speaker coming up. Again, this is being recorded on YouTube and our Facebook page as well. So if you have anybody you want to send this to, feel free. And again, let's try. Let's try taking the challenge. All I can say is God bless and live long and prosper.